Across Pakistan, millions of young people are on the move. Some pack their bags for universities abroad, others secured skilled worker visas to start new lives. While many desperate and hopeless take dangerous journeys through the donkey route, risking everything for a chance at survival. This documentary explores why Pakistan's youth are leaving in record numbers. We begin how the political and economic pressure pushing them away, then we look at the legal pathways like student visas and skilled migration. Finally, we ask, could Pakistan, like India or China, one day turn this crisis of brain drain into an opportunity for brain gain? I am Haris Ali, and this is the story of generations on the move and a country at crossroads. The roots of this exodus lie in Pakistan's political and economic turmoil. Pakistan is facing one of the worst economic and political crises in its history. Inflation is soaring, jobs are vanishing, and salaries often fail to cover even basic necessities. For many young people, the political turmoil has been the final straw. In April 2022, then Prime Minister Imran Khan, who was hugely popular among young Pakistanis, was ousted through a parliamentary no confidence vote. For many of Pakistan's youth, his removal seen as orchestrated by powerful military establishment. And this was the breaking point. His imprisonment in 2023 only deepened their sense of hopelessness about the country's future. At the same time, the economy was collapsing too. Inflation surged past 38% in mid 2023, which was one of the highest in Asia. The rupee, on the other hand, lost more than 50% of its value in 2 years. By 2024, unemployment among university graduates was estimated at nearly 30%. And in 2025, Pakistan remains locked in an IMF bailout program. So, for the young people, which is the majority of population, opportunities at home feel almost non-existent. And the answer for many is to look abroad. One of the most popular ways out is the student visa route. Since 2022, a record number of Pakistani students have enrolled in universities across the globe. In 2023 alone, over 1 lakh Pakistani students went abroad for higher education. This was the highest figure in Pakistan's history. To understand this trend in detail, I spoke to several students who shared why they see studying abroad as their only option.
मैं बाहर के मुल्क इसलिए जाना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि वहाँ पर हमें जॉब इजीली मिल जाती हैं और वहाँ पर जो हमारी सैलरी पैकेज है वो पाकिस्तान की निस्बत बहुत अच्छा है। मतलब कि अगर हमने मास्टर्स किया है तो हमें स्टार्टिंग सैलरी मिलती है मैक्सिमम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हमें मिलती है 40,000। अगर हम बाहर कंपेयर करें तो हमें वो 2 लाख टू 3 लाख तक इजीली मिलती है और यहाँ पर इन्फ्लेशन रेट बहुत ही हाई है।
पाकिस्तान के हालात आपके सामने हैं, यहाँ पे कोई भी अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं है, यहाँ पे जो इनकम है वो बहुत लो है।
मैंने मास्टर इन इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में भी हालिया दिनों में मुकम्मल किया है, तो अभी जो मेरा मकसद है वो मूव करना है अपनी कंट्री से। इसकी वजह ये नहीं है कि मेरी कंट्री अच्छी नहीं है, वजह ये है कि यहाँ पे अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ नहीं है। मेरा इस वक्त जो पर्पज़ है मूव करने का वो यही है कि बाहर जाके अपना लाइफस्टाइल अच्छा किया जाए और बाहर जाके जो अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिल रही हैं वो अवेल की जाएँ, जो कि पाकिस्तान हमें नहीं दे रहा।
Beyond the students, Pakistan's skilled workforce is also seeking opportunities abroad. I spoke to one of the IT professionals currently working in Germany to understand why these departures are increasing. This is Babar, who moved to Germany as a software engineer.
मैं आईटी एक्सपर्ट हूँ और मैं पाकिस्तान में पहले जॉब करता था, तो यहाँ मेरी इतनी अच्छी सैलरी नहीं थी, तो अभी मैं जर्मनी शिफ्ट हो गया हूँ। वहाँ मुझे काफ़ी अच्छी पे मिल रही है, अच्छी सैलरी मिल रही है, लाइफस्टाइल यहाँ का बहुत अच्छा है और अच्छी जॉब कर रहा हूँ।
So every skilled worker who is leaving represents a loss for Pakistan while simultaneously contributing to the global workforce. For those without resources or qualification, the illegal route, locally known as donkey, has become the last option. Thousands attempt to cross into Europe through Iran and Turkey. They often ending up in Greece or Italy. It is a journey fraught with danger. They face the constant threat of arrest or death. To explore the risks, I spoke to an immigration consultant and a survivor of the journey. First, I spoke to Hamad, who is an immigration consultant based in Islamabad. He spoke about the dangers of illegal migration.
शूर देना चाहिए, लोगों को बताना चाहिए कि गैर कानूनी तरीका जो है वो गैर कानूनी तरीका है, उसको अपनाकर अपने लाखों ज़ाया करके अपनी जान को ख़तरे में डालकर कभी भी ये काम ना करें। अगर आपने करना ही है तो कानूनी तरीकाकार मौजूद।
I also spoke to the Akbar who attempted the journey of donkey but was captured en route.
यार बस क्या सुनाऊँ आपको हाल, जिस तरह मैं गया हूँ ना, अब मेरी ये कोशिश थी कि बस मैं पहुँच के ना कुछ ना कुछ करूँगा अपने लिए, अपने फैमिली के लिए, लेकिन मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता। किश्ती पे जब मैं बैठा हूँ तो मैं इटली पहुँचने लगा था कि एक वहाँ पे बॉर्डर आता है, तो वहाँ पे अपना मुझे घेराव कर लिया गया। इतना तशद्दुद का निशाना बनाते हैं, तकरीबन मैं 20-20 दिन हमें भूखा रखा गया। पानी तक नहीं है, हमने जब पानी मांगा तो हमें पानी तक नहीं हमें दिया।
To gain an expert's perspective on this entire issue of migration, I spoke to the Suhail Kassar, who is the Islamabad bureau chief of Dunia News, and he has extensively reported on this issue.
बहुत बड़ा मसला बेरोजगारी है, महंगाई है। महंगाई तो इस नहज को पहुंच रही है कि अल अमान अल हफीज, एक मतवस्त तबके का से ताल्लुक रखने वाला बंदा जो पहले किसी कदर कम तनख्वाह में भी बेहतर गुजारा कर लेता था, उसका किचन चल जाता था, अब उसके लिए भी इस माहौल में सर्वाइव करना बहुत मुश्किल हो गया है। और फिर बेरोजगारी है, नौजवानों की बड़ी तादाद रोजगार की तलाश में इधर उधर भटकती हुई दिखाई देती है। और फिर सबसे बड़ी बात ये होती है कि जिस मुल्क में आइन और कानून की हुक्मरानी ना रहे तो वहाँ पर लोग अपने मुस्तकबिल को महफूज नहीं समझते, अपने बच्चों के मुस्तकबिल को गैर यकीनी समझते हैं। तो ये वो अवामल हैं जिनके बाइस पाकिस्तान से नकल करने वालों की तादाद में रिकॉर्ड इजाफा देखने में आया है, और अगर हालात ऐसे ही रहते हैं तो मजीद इजाफा भी देखने में आएगा, और ये हुकूमत पाकिस्तान के लिए भी एक लम्हा फिक्रिया है।
The Pakistani government recognized this wave of migration as both a challenge and opportunity. Pakistan's army chief recently described this exodus as a brain gain.
On the other hand, Pakistan is not the first country to face the challenge of losing its best and brightest. History tells us that migration is not always a permanent loss. For example, India's brain drain became a brain gain when its diaspora rose to lead the global tech world. We can take China's example as well. China experienced mass immigration in the late 20th century, but unlike Pakistan, China strategically turns its diaspora into an advantage. Many Chinese students who studied abroad returned, and they brought skills and capital and the networks as well, which eventually helped China to fuel its economic rise.
Greece offers a powerful lesson too. During its economic crisis, 500,000 Greeks left. Now around 350,000 are coming back, bringing with them skills, ideas and fresh hope. The government, on the other hand, launched incentives like tax cuts for 5 years and job fairs across Europe to welcome them home. In Southeast Asia, countries are shifting from being source of labor to creative hubs. Tech ecosystems are emerging in Jakarta and Manila. On the other hand, Indonesia, Malaysia, even the Philippines are working to lure back their expat talent. What worked for India or Greece may not automatically work for Pakistan, but these stories showed us that migration can both have pros and cons.
So the question is, will Pakistan's wave of migration become a permanent loss, or can it be transformed into a long-term gain? For now, Pakistan's brightest minds are finding opportunity elsewhere while their homeland struggles with uncertainty. The choice to leave is deeply personal, but collectively it is reshaping the nation. History shows that migration can either drain a country's future, or with the right vision, it strengthens it. I am Haris Ali, and this has been my investigation into Pakistan's youth migration crisis.